Read it.
Yeah. Ace Frehley.
In the world of trading, where legends are born, chalks cards of fire, feel the passion's born. Body brings the heat with every single word. Together they're a whirlwind, haven't you heard? Every other Wednesday we light up the scene, flipping through the pages of the sports card dream. Get the latest news, it's the talk of the town. Join us on this journey, we'll never let you down.
All right. That'll get you fired up.
Yeah.
How's things going?
Good, man. Good. How about you?
Real good. Real good. Life gets busier and busier, I think, with every passing day, it seems. It's crazy. It is wild. Had the cardboard rock stars down there for our banner. Trying to be more, trying to get this a better and better production every time, but
Well, we'll have a legit logo next time.
yeah. You know what? Let's leave it like this until we get ready to do some displaying of some stuff. So,
Okay.
what do you got? Anything you want to talk about first off before I get going?
I said last time that I would do a little bit of a soccer talk. So I've got a few minutes. I've got some notes to go over.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to warn everybody that I am, about a month ago. Did you hear about the Pokemon in Japan they were in Happy Meals? Did you hear about that?
Mm-hmm.
And they got everybody from all over Asia came in and bought them all up. Well, about 3 weeks ago, I bought a 10-pack of those for $200.
Okay.
And supposedly the Japanese Pokemon cards have like a 90% gem rate. They're the highest quality of all of them. And I keep tracking it every day, and it just says sent. That's it. But today it flashed up that said that because of U.S. laws, I am going to have to pay customs extra money when the cards are in the United States. I have no idea. What's that?
Tariff. Getting hit with the tariff.
I'm getting tariffed on some Pokemon from McDonald's. But I have no idea what that's going to be. And then, when I told you I was going to do a little bit of soccer research, I decided I'd start with Argentina, the number one ranked team in the world. And I noticed that on a lot of these, I was looking at, Messi's the obvious one, right? But there's 4 other guys that are legit, probably more than that really. But there's 4 other guys that could pay off, I believe. And a lot of the cards were sitting in Argentina or sitting in Spain or sitting in England, and it had the tariff warning on eBay. Now, yesterday was the first time that I've seen it, but now I'm seeing it a lot more. So if you're buying something from another country, it's weird because on Monday I had a bunch of Lamine Yamal cards delivered here, and I didn't have to pay anything from China. But all of a sudden, now they're going to start hitting you up if you buy anything outside of the U.S. So on the Argentina thing, Messi is your obvious. I saw this morning that I've got the base one, the 2014 World Cup
Prism.
Yeah. The blue one sold yesterday for $24,709.
Wow.
And 3 days before that, one sold for $5,795. So somebody wanted the blue one of these really bad. It's like a record breaking for that blue.
Is your Messi there a 10?
Yeah, my Messi's a 10.
Nice.
This is now a couple weeks ago, there are good deals on Messi cards. There's a lot of them that are really expensive, but like I got 6 of the 2018 World Cup PSA 10s for $270. 6 of them. So I feel like that was, I noticed that they've been selling between 80 to 100 each. So I'm like, well, wait till, early June before when this all gets heated up, and it'd probably be easy. I would think you'd get $100 a pop for them, probably. Now on the other guys, we've got Julian Alvarez. A lot of these are fairly new, like Julian Alvarez and Alejandro Garnacho and Enzo Fernandez. Their rookie year is all the 22-23, all 3 of them. they're considered to be, you know, his main guys besides the GOAT, right? Now there is Lautaro Martinez from 2017 to 2018, and you probably noticed this, but on those older, like from the teens, a lot of their best cards are the stickers.
Right.
You know, I've got the Kylian Mbappe sticker, PSA 10, and then I've got the old 2005 Messi PSA 9. But you know, that I don't know if I'd want to do that, but like I noticed that the Lautaro Martinez Panini stickers are like $100, $125. And then they all had the tariff warning because they were all in some other country. You know, none of them were in the US.
Sure.
But this Alejandro Garnacho is kind of globally famous because he married some supermodel Instagram, whatever. And I think that they've already gotten divorced, and she's spreading all this hate about him, you know. So they've become kind of like celebrities in the gossip type of stuff, you know.
I actually made money on Garnacho. I've heard of him. I did a Tops Now play about 8 months ago, maybe. Beginning of the year, I did a Garnacho Tops Now play. Just bought one card just to try it. It jammed. So I had like $25 in it. It sold for 80. So it was a nice little $50 profit. But so I know Garnacho stuff sells.
Yeah, and those three guys from 22-23, the Alvarez, Garnacho, and the Fernandez, you can get decent copies of their rookies for about $8 to $10. You know, the autographed ones and the numbered to 10s are going to be way higher, but you know, it might not hurt to grab a couple of each because they are the number one team in the world. I noticed Argentina played in Buenos Aires like a week ago, I think, and they thought that it might be Messi's last time to play in the home country.
Well,
ever. He said that yeah.
Go ahead. Messi cards have been, some of his stuff has really been taken off the last 6 to 9 months.
Yeah.
I know the 4 Messi cards I have all doubled in the last year.
I love those national landmarks cards. They look kind of like a downtown.
Yeah.
Like I've had the Trinity Rodman and the Sophia Smith ones in the past. I sold them when they were in the Olympics. But the Messi one about a year ago was like $400, and now they're selling for 900 or 1,000. So I think that's one that's and it's a cool looking card. And he's got the Argentina uniform on. I mean, if I were to spend like $1,000 on one, that might be one that I would want to go after. But I'm not going to do that.
So are you just going to feature one of the favorites every week?
I think I pick
start off every show. Is that what you're going to do?
Yeah. So I picked the number one team in the world.
Okay.
I believe Spain is number 2. Spain or France.
So if you like soccer, in 2 weeks you'll get the rundown on Spain.
Yeah. We'll just do it quick.
Like it.
Cool, man. I'm glad you like it. I'm actually taking my mom Saturday night. We're going to Kansas City. I'm a big women's soccer fan. I love where we've got tickets for the Kansas City Current playing Washington Spirit. We have second row right at midfield with Trinity Rodman playing. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, Rodman is going to be. I think if I was going to invest any money in women's soccer, it would be in Trinity Rodman. She seems to have all the hype. More so than Alex. Alex Morgan gets some, but Rodman just steals the show, I think.
Well, she scored 2 goals in her last game. And then a lot of the hype right now is with Alyssa Thompson because she broke her contract, and it was the world record for women transfer fee. Chelsea paid £1.5 million to transfer her. And I think Saturday morning, I believe, she'll be playing for Chelsea in London. And they're saying that it's like an 80% chance that Trinity Rodman next year will either go to Chelsea or Arsenal in London. So the best American girls are bouncing and going to play in England. At least that's what it sounds like.
All right. Well, that's fun. We'll get get a little soccer in every show here leading up to the World Cup. I think soccer is really starting to heat up. It's not that is certainly an area that you can make some money on at this point. It's not too late to get in on soccer.
And then, you know, when we get to the end of the year, we could try to figure out what's our best strategy. Do we hold some of these guys for the knockout rounds, or you know, I mean, guessing who's going to win. Good luck with that. You know, Argentina's number one, but there's, you know, they've only won it once. You know, so we'll see how
Spain and Brazil will have something to say. England.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the U.S. team will compete or not, but
they beat Japan last night 2-0, but then they got beat a week ago by South Korea 2-0.
Yeah. I think a lot of that has to do with right now their top players aren't playing, right? They're all playing.
They had Pulisic last night, and then they won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can pull things together and make a run, but not hold my breath on them. The women now, on the other hand, I think the women got a good shot, but
oh yeah. They're well, right now I think they're ranked second to Spain or England, because England won the Euro.
Yeah.
They beat Spain. So I think we're either second or third after England, I believe.
All right. So we're going to start out with a topic. So I've got a lot of messages in the last 2 weeks asking me questions about PSA offers, which is what we're dedicating this show to. We're gonna show you what PSA offers look like. We're gonna talk about how you can use PSA offers to make money. That's going to be the bulk of what this show is. However, I also got a bunch of people talking about or asking me about my thoughts on Fanatics Fest. Now, I have not gone to Fanatics Fest the first 2 years. I have no interest in going to Fanatics Fest. Fanatics Fest is not for me, okay? However, I do have some information, do have some opinions on it for those that are asking. So for anybody that hasn't been living under a rock, you've probably seen every YouTuber out there talking about Fanatics Fest just announced their date for next year. Have you seen this?
I have not seen it.
All right. Well, Bo's been under the rock then. So Fanatics Fest, the last 2 years has been in June, 2 weeks or 2 months prior, or about 6 weeks, 8 weeks prior to the National. Plenty of time, didn't want to compete, didn't want to do anything. Well, because the World Cup is going to be in New York in July, the World Cup finals are 10 days prior to the National. Don't know if you put those dates together or not yet, but the World Cup finals are 10 days before the National. Fanatics has decided that they moved their Fanatics Fest date to 10 days prior to the National.
So
it's got all the card people up. It's got all the card people up in arms because, you know, to go to New York, pack up, put up a show, and then have, you know, basically a weekend, you got to start heading to Chicago, pack up and put up a show. That's a lot. So here's my take on all of this. Fanatics does not give two rats behinds about card people and what they think about Fanatics Fest. Fanatics cares about what card people think, just not when it comes to Fanatics Fest. Fanatics Fest, they are going to look. Fanatics has said they're going to 10x the hobby, right? You aren't going to 10x the hobby promoting and doing everything the same way that everybody's always done it. You can't cater to all the card people that are already in it and have been doing it for years, months, decades. If you're going to grow the hobby, you have to reach people that have never thought about sports cards before if you're going to grow the hobby, right? I mean, it only makes sense. Fanatics is very, very good at this. I don't blame them for it one bit. So they moved specifically this year and this year only so that they would compete with, or not compete with, but they will be in New York at the same time that the World Cup will be going on with the finals. That has made hotel rooms sold out all the way to New Jersey. I mean, you can't find hotel rooms anywhere, and if you do want to get a hotel room, it's $800 a night, and it's a 3-night minimum. So you're going to have to travel probably an hour to an hour and a half to 2 hours if you're going to Fanatics Fest now, because you can't get anything downtown unless you want to spend $3, $4, $5, $6 grand on a hotel room, which if you have that money, great. But if you don't, if you're going there to try and make money, it's going to make it really difficult. I think what this is going to do is it's going to take the card show portion of Fanatics Fest, and it's going to make them, it's going to drastically reduce the people that are going to come, the vendors that are going to come. I think it's going to be the smallest card show in the 3 years that they've put this on. Again, Fanatics is trying to grow the hobby, so they're reaching out to people that have never thought about, heard about anything to do with our hobby. So they're going for the fact that people are already going to be in the hotel rooms for the World Cup, and they're going to be looking for other things to do while they're there, because soccer games don't go 24/7. So they're going to be looking for other events and other things to do. And Fanatics is going to try and cash in on all of those millions of people that are going to be there for the World Cup. So I think it's really good marketing on Fanatics in order to try and reach out to people that are not in our hobby currently. I think it sucks for those that want to go to Fanatics Fest for the card portion of it. Mm-hmm. So that's my take on Fanatics Fest. I think Fanatics is doing a very smart thing. However, I think it's kind of giving the middle finger to the card people that have been around for years and decades. If I were a vendor, I would not be going to Fanatics Fest, because I would be going to the National, and I wouldn't want to pack everything up and set up 2 weekends apart from each other. That would just be too much.
And they might have a larger international crowd, because you're going to have a lot of people coming in from outside of the United States.
That's exactly what Fanatics is going for. They're going for the World Cup crowd. Mm-hmm. You might get some hotel cancellations if people book their hotel rooms and then their team gets knocked out early, and they go home. So there might be some late cancellations if you wanted to go to Fanatics Fest. But that's my take on Fanatics Fest. It's 2 weeks before the National. It ends 10 days before the National starts, and it's going to be in the same city as the World Cup. So I think it's going to draw a lot of attention to soccer cards. I think it's going to draw a lot of attention to our hobby from foreign people, which is going to help them 10x or grow that hobby. So I think it's smart. But again, Fanatics Fest, I will probably, unless it comes somewhere around here, if it stays in New York, I will never go to Fanatics Fest. I have no interest in Fanatics Fest whatsoever. Zero interest in that show.
I haven't been in New York in like 20 years. I mean, if I were to want to go to New York, I'd probably want to do something else besides shop for cards.
So a fun story. So my wife and I and the kids, our last family vacation we took was, I think 3 years ago. We decided we were going to load up our vehicle. We were going to drive to see the country. We drove up to Niagara Falls and then over to New York, and then back down to Ohio by some friends of ours, and then back home. We took a nice 8-day vacation. We were in the hotel next to the airport in Newark, so kind of right across the river. From our hotel room, you could see the silhouette of the city. It was really pretty. We we'd go to check into the hotel, and everybody always told us, don't drive into New York. The hotel rooms have these specials where you can spend $20 and then you don't have to be behind the wheel. Somebody will drive you, so on and so forth. So everybody was telling us to do this. So I go to check into the hotel, and the guy at the door greets me, asks me what we're doing here, kind of told him what we're going to do. And he's like, oh, well, if you want, I have a service that I can offer you. How many do you have? I said, there's 6 of us. And he goes, okay, great. We can get a van. Let me know if you want us to take you down into New York. So I said, okay, great. We'll let you know. So I went back out. I told my wife. She's like, I don't know. Maybe I'd just like to drive ourselves. So we pull around. It's a gated hotel. You got to show your card key to get the gate to go up, to go into the parking lot. I mean, seemed like a very secure facility. Next day we come down, kids go downstairs first, not worrying about nothing because it seemed like a secure place. Kids go down, they're eating breakfast. I come down, I'm eating breakfast. We decide we're going to drive into the Bronx Zoo and then go into the city from there. We get home, we get back to the hotel that night, and there's police cars all over the hotel room. So really bizarre. We go to pull in. As we pull up to the gate, I don't have to scan my badge. The gate is my car, and it senses my car. The gate opens up and I pull in. Thought, well, that's weird. We park in the parking lot. There's 2 cop cars in the way back of the parking lot looking over this vehicle. Thought that was weird. So we go into the back door of the hotel. I told the wife and kids, you go up. I'm going to go into the lobby and just see what's going on. I walk in around through the hall into the lobby, and the hotel manager standing there with a police officer, as he sees me, goes, there he is. I throw up my hands up like, what did I do? What did I do? Like, there he is. Like I did something, right? Totally freaked out. I'm glad I sent the wife and kids up to the hotel room, and they're like, do you have a minute? We want to talk to you. I said, sure. And the cop pulls me aside and he says, did you get offered a ride downtown yesterday? I said, yes. Well, did you know that wasn't part of the hotel services? No, I didn't. Okay. Did you take that ride? I said, no, I didn't. And he just makes me walk through this thing. Well, as I was walking back out to get in my vehicle the night before to go around back, there was a family of 3 walking in, and they also talked to the guy. Well, they apparently took this guy up on this offer. Turns out it was a human trafficking thing. These 3 people are missing. 3 people are missing. They never showed back up to the hotel. And the guy that was at the door never came in for work that day. They couldn't find him, couldn't trace him, didn't answer his phone. So they wanted to know what type of interactions I had. So I go up to my room and I tell that to my wife, and she takes the couch and she rolls it in front of the door and she's barricading herself in. And I'm like, okay, that seems a little bit severe. And we were checking out of the hotel the next day. So we went down the next day, and I made sure that we all went together to eat breakfast. The kids didn't get to go down ahead of time. And we asked the manager, we're like, so did they find him? No, haven't checked with him. No. And it was about a month later, I called back to talk because the manager had given me his name and number, and I had called back a month later, and they still hadn't found the guy, and they still hadn't found the family.
Oh, my Lord.
So that was our memorable vacation, was a family got human trafficked or hijacked or kidnapped, or we don't really know because they were never found what the story was, but at the hotel that we stayed in. So I have no interest of ever going back to New York. Zero interest. By myself or with anybody else. Just crazy story. I got to see New York. It wasn't that great. It was kind of cool, but I'm not a big city guy. I'm a rural guy. Let me drive up and down the roads and look at horses and cows and farms and fields and mountains. I'd much rather do that than look at skyscrapers. So anyways, that's my fun story. We got kind of off topic here. So, all right, what we're going to talk about today. First, why don't you, before I get into showing them how to do the PSA offer, why don't you tell about your recent PSA offer experience?
Okay. So in early July, I sent in, I think it was about a 60, 70 card order. And I had, those RPS first appearance Panini cards. I had the Shador, 10 of the Shador Sanders. I actually bought a 25 pack of the Shador, the Cam Ward, the Ashton Genty, and the Travis Hunters. And then I've learned the hard way to look over those really, really carefully before I send them off. And out of the 25, I sent 10 of each. So that was 40 out of that. And my whole plan was to see how this offers thing works out. Mm-hmm. Well, I got 35 out of 40 10s. So I did better than normal. I got 9 of the I think it was Cam Ward that I had 2 9s, but everybody else I had 1 9 and the rest 10s. And then the grades popped about a week ago. But nothing really happened for a while. I was being patient. I had them all move into the vault. And then about 3 days later, I had the thing at the bottom that said offers. So then I opened them up, and it was really good offers. It was probably about right around what I would get if I sold it on eBay at the top price right now, minus the 13%. So it's about the same, close to about the same. And I had the Travis Hunter at the bottom, it says accept, and then it started spinning and said, and it would not allow me to accept all of them. I accepted about 5 of them. And then I did the Cam Wards, did the same way. I got about half of them accepted. And then the Ashton Genty, I got about half of those accepted. And on the Shador, I'm still partial to Shador. Like, I'm a big fan of the guy, and so I only accepted 2 of those. I kind of wish I would have accepted more, because I can tell that the prices have already dropped a little bit since the week is up. But I think you got to wait on him to play, But so it wouldn't let me do everything. But so it was just one at a time, boom, 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 and then it would recycle, and then it's this offer is not available anymore after I got about halfway through them. But those were I accepted it on the 9s because it was like $25, and I was like, well, that's probably what I'm going to get. I'd rather get it out of the way, get it done with. But then, and then I had the money in my bank like 48 hours later. I checked my checking account, and it was boom, all in one big payment. All those offers were through PSA, so there were no fees taken out, which was what was nice about it. Sometimes you get offers and you have to check, and it's that you still have the fees coming out. That's if somebody else is making the offers. So these were coming from PSA. They're probably using them for a repack, I would imagine. Yeah, that they're going to do. So it worked fairly well for me. I think, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do here now, guys, is I'm gonna show you a couple of different ways that you can get offers from PSA. So when you I had my draft night cards. The timing was great for the show because the grades popped yesterday. So you have 24 hours to now claim offers or tell them if you want to move them to the vault or ship them back. So I can show you what that looks like live. I did not do like Bo did. I sent them all in. I want to see what the true gem rate is. So I do it. I knew I hate Panini. Panini instant offers. I hate them because I think that their quality control sucks compared to Topps Now anyways. Last year, my Topps Now plays ran 97% gem rate for the entire year 2024. And my Panini ran 82%. So far this year, prior to this football order popping, my Panini instants are running 47%. That's how much quality has dropped off from last year to this year. So I could have looked them over and probably saved myself some time and money, but that's not good for ratings. People want to see you fail. People like to see your pain. And I like to keep a true gem rate data. So I sent in all of them. I had 10 Cam Wards, I had 5 Shadurs, 5 Travis Hunters, and 5 Genties. The reason why I didn't do 20 of each or 25, a 25 pack, a hand grenade, a jiggler, whatever you want to call them, is because I've learned that if you don't, they usually release them in waves. Some people will get them a couple weeks sooner than others. If you aren't in that first wave, by the time that you get them and you get them to PSA and you get them back, prices have dropped $20 to $40 to $50 per card. So I limit my liability. I limit my productivity because, if you get all more 10s, obviously you can make more money. But when it comes to the Panini instance, I don't ever order more than 10 of anything. I did 10 Cam Wards. My gut told me to do 10 Ashton Genties, but I only did 5, which is going to hurt here in a minute. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But I did 10 Cam Wards because he was the number one. He's the quarterback. He was going to be the starter. And I just thought that the 10s for Cam Ward, I thought, should sell in that $60 to $80 range. And the 9s I thought would sell for about 20. And I don't get many 8s. They're all 9s or 10s with Panini Instants, just you get a lot of 9s. Well, it turns out that I got 15 out of 25 10s, so 60%. So better than what my year-to-date has been so far, but still not great. So if I were to take all of the offers from PSA, I already did the math, and then take the 3. So out of the 25 cards, there's 3 cards that they did not make offers on. They made offers on 22 out of the 25 cards. If I were to take all the offers and then list the other 3 and sell them for what they're going for on eBay right now, I would lose $12, including shipping and fees on all 25 cards. So it's essentially a break even. So I didn't get destroyed like I did on the WNBA Panini Instant, but it was not the profit center that I was hoping for. However, I'm not going to do that. I'll explain what I'm going to do, but let's move this here to get us so that we can share the screen. Move us to the side. People don't care to watch us. They want to see the cards, right? So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my PSA order. All right. So this is what it looks like, guys. Here, I'm gonna get rid of this. So when you come in and you get your offers, so you go to your offers, it says reveal offers. I revealed my offer, or revealed my grades. Now there's a countdown. I have 1 hour and 35 minutes left before my 24-hour timer runs out for either accepting the offer, sending them to the vault, sending them to eBay, or shipping them back home. But this is, as you can see, I have $580 in PSA offers. You can click review offers and it will show you right here. So the Ashton Genties, the PSA 10s, I got 2 of those. The cash offer is $57, which is actually down $8 from yesterday when this first hit. They were $65 yesterday. So overnight, that changed to $8. So know that these offers will change throughout the course of the day. They do not just stay that way forever. That's very important for you to know. Offers can change at any time. Like Bo said, where he was accepting, and they only took so many. That's because once they get so many, they're going to readjust their offers because they're doing it mostly for repacks. The Shedeur Sanders are selling for $21. I'm not going to sell. I'm not selling any of those.
No.
I'm holding those because I have faith in them. I did get 4 out of 5 10s for Sanders, but at $21, it barely covers the grading fees. So I'd be out $8 a card.
I sold those for $200 when he played in the preseason. Those same cards.
And that's the problem with not getting them back quick enough. You know, the guys that got theirs in the first batch. I had a buddy of mine that got his instant cards 3 weeks before mine. So I was behind the 8 ball from the get-go. Go ahead.
My grades popped from GameStop while we were at the National because I submitted those through GameStop thinking they'd be quicker, and they were. They were about a month faster that way. But there was no way to do PSA offers because it was GameStop.
Correct. Travis Hunters they're offering $48 for those. I did get 4 out of 5 10s there as well. And then here's the disappointing Cam Ward PSA 10s, $23. That just seems too. I thought worst case scenario would be $50 for a 10. So $23 just seems really low. So I'm going to sit on all my Cam Wards too. Mm-hmm. Being the number 1 draft choice, I got to think his first 3 games of the season are very difficult, but then he has 3 to 4 winnable games. And I think if he has 1 or 2 good games in a row, you could really start to see some hype and some card prices pop. So I'm not actually selling any of these to PSA. I'm gonna send all of them home. I'm not accepting any of the offers, but I just wanted to show to everybody what those look like. So when you scroll down, you can see this is what it'll look like here. The 9s, you can click if you want to sell them on eBay. It's as simple as click the button. It'll ask you if you want to do auction or buy it now, starting bid. It'll allow you to pick the day you want it to start, or you can click. I always click list soonest day possible because I don't care what day they list on. And then they run 7-day auctions, or they'll run until they're sold if you click the buy it now. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what that looks like. Wanted to show everybody that. If you want to accept one of the offers, it's as simple as click on the offer. And then if you click accept offer, here, you know what? I'll show you on a different, I'm going to show you on a different page what it looks like. I've got a Jaden Daniels queued up that we're going to accept an offer on. So, but this is just what it looks like. And then you have the choice of sending them back to yourself, sending them to eBay, or accepting the offer. All right, that's what that looks like. Is that hopefully that's helpful to people? All right, now the next thing is going to be a little bit different. So when you have cards that you've had graded from PSA, maybe they were for your personal collection, maybe they were a prospect and you're hanging on to them and you've had them for 3 months, 6 months, heck, 6 years. It doesn't matter how long you've had them. PSA will also make you offers on any card that you've graded if they need the card, if they know that you haven't sold it through them. You might have sold it to somebody else, but they don't know that. So as long as it hasn't sold on Fanatics Collect or through PSA or through eBay, they will still throw you an offer. So this is what that looks like. Share screen. So you can click on a card. I clicked on this one. Oh, well, so this is just a perfect example of these things change from moment to moment. This had an offer on it this morning when I started doing this, and now the offer is gone. But if this had an offer, the offer, it'll say PSA offer here. It'll tell you what PSA estimate is. So PSA is estimating that this card is $121. This morning, PSA was offering $115. So I thought it was a pretty strong offer. So I was going to show you guys that as well, because sometimes you can go back into cards that you still have. And if it's a card PSA wants, you can get offers from your app. So if you go to the app, let me go to the app here once. I'm going to see, sometimes it disappears on the laptop and it still shows up on the app. I actually recommend doing this through the app if you're going to do it, because the app it's a lot cleaner for your offers than it is through the desktop. I don't know if you had the same thing, but that's my experience. All right, yeah, so that's gone. But I'll just pull up a card here so you can see. So this is, oops. I'm not going to be able, I don't know if that's probably too far away.
Yeah, you can't really see it. It looks like a rookie ticket auto.
It's a rookie ticket auto, and it shows you the offer on it. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to turn my camera off. I'm going to turn the background off, and I'm going to turn the camera around. So you can give me a minute to get this switched off. My pretty face is going to disappear. You're going to see my wonderful model hands with my phone. And I'm going to show you another way that you can make money using the eBay offers. All right. Okay, so you can't still hear me if I do that, so I'm going to do it. I'll log off when I'm ready here. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to log off. You can talk, Bo. Tell them something wonderful. Give me a couple minutes here.
Okay. So I've been working on putting together a new magazine grading order. The 25 that I sent in on the day that they started accepting submissions are still sitting in research and ID. And I've heard that, but people have had grades popped. But I sent a big giant box, and it's kind of bummed me out that I haven't heard anything. But I've got a couple of these SGA Slam magazines with the national championship or the NBA championship. And then tomorrow I'm supposed to get, I think, 2 or 3 copies of the new one with Cooper flag. And I'm going to try to get all those, because there's probably going to be 1,000 of those Cooper flag ones that get mailed in within a few days of them coming out.
All right. So this is what it looks like on the app. Okay, so it'll show you the card. This is the Khalil Shakir. This was a PSA 10 estimate. So it says market is $65, but the offer is $32. So that tells you this is a card they don't really want, because that's not a very good offer. All right. So now I'm going to load onto the screen here. This is a little bit raw. I am not a professional. All right. Does the Drake London show up on your screen? Yep. Real nice?
It looks good.
All right. Now, if I open up my PSA screen here, Well, if I do this, though, you aren't going to be able to see. I don't know how else to do it. All right. Well, if you look here, when you pull up your app, on the bottom of your app, there's a little black button that says scan a card or a cert. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you click that button, it gives you the camera. It opens up a camera, and all you do is you go and put it on the card. Okay. So when you put it on the card, it'll light up in green, and then it pulls the card. So now you can see the same. See, this is the same card that's on your screen.
Mm-hmm.
And now you have a PSA offer. So the way you can make money is this card is currently at $46 with it ends in what, 9 hours, if I'm reading that correctly?
Yes.
PSA will offer you $74 for this card. So you can see how you can now, if you want to just literally flip cards, you can look at one card after another, after another, after another on eBay. And every card you look at, you can scan it. And if they want to make you an offer, they can make you an offer. And you can buy a card and flip by making money just by sending it to the vault and then selling it to PSA. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So could I do that? I could just take my box of slabs and just scan them one at a time and see.
Yep. So I'm gonna show you one more here. So this is a Stefan Diggs. Okay. It's a Stefan Diggs. It ends in 3 days, 7 hours. It's at $2.26 currently, right?
Yes.
So you open up your screen. You get the little icon thing going there, and then you go down and you put it on you scan. And then when you scan, I'm going to get rid of the, so now when you scan, it'll tell you, sometimes the picture comes up, sometimes it doesn't. It tells you the cert number. It tells you it's the 15 Stefan Diggs autograph. The offer is $64.50. Can you see that on the screen there?
Yeah.
Okay. So $64.50 for a PSA offer on an auction that's currently at $2. You could go in there and put $40 on that card, and if you get it for $40, you turn around, you get it, you ship it, you send it there, and you make 10 or 20 bucks. Walking through a card show, you can do the same. So this is a card that I was going to list on eBay. Okay, this is, the focus ain't so good, there isn't.
That this is or whatever.
It's Andre Iosivas, rookie ticket auto from the Cincinnati Bengals. It came back a PSA 9. I wanted a 10. I bought this card raw for $3. $3 plus $1 for shipping. I'm in it for $4.50. I sent it in for grading. So I got $22 with shipping and grading. So I've got $26 in this card total, right?
Yep.
And he's not a super liquid player. He's the number 3 in Kansas City. So if I do this now, so I'm going to do this, and I'm going to put this card in here, and boom, there it pops up. It's got a
$38
offer. So that's a card that I own the card for about $26. The most recent one when you look at the PSA estimate, it says $39, and they're willing to give you $38. The most recent sale was $39. So if I sell it on eBay for $39, I'm going to clear about 33 bucks. So I'm $6 ahead sending this to PSA. So I'm sending this into my vault. All right, I'm going to disappear and come back on camera here.
So on these Slam magazines, if you go to their website and then you log in with an account, whenever they bring a new magazine out, they'll text you. And there's usually a gold version that sells out real quick. So if you get the text, you can buy the gold one, which is numbered, but you'll have like 10 minutes to do it before they're all gone. Okay. I was trying to fill in for you, Chad.
No, that's good. So there's many different ways that you can use the PSA offer to make money. You can take your own PSA slabs that you have sitting there. Say you're going to a show, you set up at a show here recently, right?
I just visited the show.
You visited. All right.
I'm thinking about setting up in December.
Maybe. So you want to go. So in December, you're going to go set up at a show. The previous weekend, you want to get ready for your show, right? You're not sure what to price the cards at. You can click. You can take your PSA app. You can scan every one of your PSA slabs, get the PSA offer on it, and then raise it 10, 20, 30, 50%, whatever you want to do. When somebody comes to your table and wants to negotiate, you know that you're going to clear, like in this Iasovis card, I know I'm going to clear $39 from PSA or $38 from PSA. So why would I accept $35 offer at my table? If I sold this card on eBay to get the same offer as I'm getting from PSA, I'd have to sell it for $45. The most recent sale was $39. Could he have a big week in the next week or two and his prices go up? Sure. He could, but he didn't do anything in week one. If he does nothing in week two, at least I'm going to get 38. I'm going to profit $12, right? That's net. That's clear. And like you mentioned, the profit hits your bank account within 48 hours. You don't have to worry about a non-payer. You don't have to worry about it getting damaged in shipping. It's just done. So you can grade your cards and choose to sell them prior to getting them shipped back to you, as I showed you earlier in the video. That's one way to accept PSA offers. Another would be to take your slabs that you have at home, use the app and scan them, see what the offers are. If the offers are high enough and you want to sell them, all you have to do is ship them in a box, do a whole bunch of them, ship them into PSA, put them in your vault, and as soon as they put them in your vault, you can go in and accept the offers from there, which is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to show you. I promised you that I would show you what this looks like. So I am going to go to PSA. And I'm going to go into my collection. And right now it's telling me that they're verifying that I'm a human. So while we're doing this, share my screen. Just so people
say, no, I'm an animal.
So people can see what I'm doing right now. All right, so does that show up good?
Yeah.
So it'll show you all the cards that you've ever sent to your vault. This is a list of all the cards that I've ever had in my PSA vault. Now it says offers. So I purposely waited to accept this. So this is a Jaden Daniels, Donruss the Rookies. I bought several of these, and I got 75%. I think I bought 10, so I had 7 10s and 3 9s. I did very well on the 10s, but the 9s I'm losing money on. But I sold 2 of the 9s, one for $18 and one for $19. So I cleared like 14 and 15 bucks. And I thought, you know what? I wonder what PSA would give me. And on the PSA offers at the time, it said 19 bucks. So this, along with about 16 other cards I sent in last week, it got to my vault. And after week 1, it went from $19.10 to $17.82. But I'm still clearing more money than I would if I sold this outright after fees. They're up to about 20 bucks right now, but I'd clear like $16.50. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to hit review offer. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to hit accept offer. They send you a verification code to your screen, to your computer. Takes a second for these to come through sometimes. There it is. So you type in your verification code, hit verify, and offer accepted, done. So I just sold that card. I'll have that money will be in my account. I'll have that money in my account by tomorrow, probably by the end of the day tomorrow. So that is what it looks like. So you can go to a show, walk up and down the rows. You can scan a card and find out what PSA would offer for that card. If it's somebody that isn't using the PSA offers yet, maybe you can offer them 10, 15, 20 bucks less. You might end up with a card like this ESOVIS where PSA is actually paying more than what it sells for on eBay. So somebody might look at recent comps and PSA is paying over comps because it's a card that they need. I found that PSA is really strong with their offers on downtowns, kabooms, and anything autographed. If it's a rookie autograph, they want it. The reason they want it is because those type of liquid cards sell really, really well when they're doing their repack. Mm-hmm. So that's the type of cards that they want. So you can go to a show, you can scan it, you can buy it, you can send it in. You can look at your own cards. If you're setting up at a show, you can scan your cards, find out what you should be pricing them at. You can buy cards, grade them, send them into PSA, and before they send back to you, you can take offers. You can go back through all of your PSA graded cards through your app, everything that you've ever graded. Anything that you still have, you can look. If they want it, there'll be an offer in there. If there's not an offer, you can use your app. You can scan the card and see if they'll give you an offer. Does that make sense? So, I mean, there's about 5 or 6 different ways that you can get PSA offers, and you can use PSA offers to flip faster. So at the beginning of the year, when I talked about speed kills, or speed is what you want to do, velocity, I talked about. The amount of time. So when you click these offers, I have an hour left on these offers at PSA. If I wanted to sell them for this, they're sold immediately. I don't have to ship them to me. I don't have to list them. It saves me time. I don't have to ship them to the next buyer, which saves me time. I don't have to worry about them fluctuating in price because it locks in the price right away. And if there's profit to be made there, like let's just say that like yours, you send in 25 and you got 20 of them that are PSA 10s. And how much money did you make on yours? I think you had told me you made like $1,000, right?
More than that.
Over $1,000.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's the way that you can do it, and you can speed up the process. Because now if I choose to send these cards home, it's going to take another day for them to get into shipping. It takes 2 or 3 days for PSA to process the shipping. Then it takes 3 or 4 days for the cards to come home. it's a week to 10 days later. Another game has already happened in the NFL, right? So who knows if somebody gets hurt or something of that nature, or somebody sucks and all of a sudden these offers go down. Those are the risks that you take. So it puts the money in your account quicker. As you can see, I'm not accepting any of the offers on this one, but I did send in last week. I sent in 16 cards. This Jaden Daniels was the last one that I kept up on screen because I wanted to show it during our live so people could see kind of how it works and how easy it is. I just sent off a box of 16 more cards that haven't been moving on eBay, and I can profit using the PSA offers. Just sold a Mahomes for a friend of mine. I sent in last week to 2 weeks ago to get the offers. He had a PSA 10 Mahomes numbered to 25, a white mosaic, and he wanted $450 for it. He had it out on Facebook and things. He had dropped it down. He offered it to a guy for $500 and he turned him down. And we sent it to PSA and I clicked on it. I got him $550 after all fees.
Nice.
So almost $100 more than he originally would have taken or wanted for the card. And I think he 3x'd his money on that card.
So when you mail a box to the vault from home to them, how long is it taken before it shows up in the vault? I heard it was much slower than if you have it going, if you send it directly from grading to the vault. That's about a week.
Well, if you send it directly grading to the vault, it happens immediately, same day or next day, because PSA handles it.
Well, I still have cards that I sent to the vault off that last order that they're not showing up yet.
They transfer them over immediately. It still gets shipped over. They still, because they're in different facilities. The vault is on the East Coast. Yeah. Grading is out on the West Coast, so they got to go all the way across country.
But if you send it from home, it's a little bit longer, isn't it?
No, I was blown away at how fast this was. So I sent them, and I mail out, as you guys know, I always send out every Wednesday. I send out my PSA orders. I've got 2 more PSA orders going out here today. And I sent them out on a Wednesday. Didn't do anything. I just sent them regular mail. It said that they were going to get received on Saturday. I got an email from PSA Vault that they received them Monday morning because they must not have been open on Saturday or they didn't receive them, whatever. Get an email Monday morning that they received them. By Tuesday afternoon, they were in my vault.
Okay. I'm going to have to give this a try.
So there wasn't a delay, like when you send a PSA for grading, that check-in process can take 2-3 weeks. There's a huge delay in check-in. Mm-hmm. My first 2 times sending to PSA Vault, it was less than 7 days from the day that I mailed it to the day that they showed up in my actual vault so I could accept offers. It was 6 days. The first 2 boxes, knock on wood, because it can change. My first 2 times I did it, it was 6 days. Cards were there, clicked the offers, accepted, cashed in, and moved on. I just mailed off another box today with 16 more cards in it. So the next show we have in 2 weeks, I can let people know how that went. But it's moving really fast at the vault. The vault is actually on the East Coast. It's kind of goofy because the label that they send you, it has your name. So you're sending it to yourself. But it sends to Chad Gill at the address on the East Coast. And then there's a great big 6-digit number next to your name, and that is your vault number, and that's how they know where the cards go.
Okay.
So the return address said Chad Gill, and the mail to address said Chad Gill, which was kind of goofy. And I thought, is this going to get lost in the mail? This looks like a disaster. Could not believe how easy it was and how well it worked. It worked out great. I'm
leaning towards just keeping most of my stuff in the vault entirely. On draft night, I had this guy that bought 2 Shador Bowman First Auto PSA 10s from me. He took like 5 days to pay me, and I was about to cut it off, but then he paid me, and it was going to a P.O. box. So he avoided the authenticity guarantee thing. Then a week later, he claims that I mailed him an empty envelope. And eBay believed him. They gave me half the money. So I had to pay half the order he got for free. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking that if I would have just used the vault, then it'd been the vault's fault. If the, I don't believe the guy at all. I think
that's a common scam that's going on right now with people. There's ways to beat the authenticity guarantee, and there's ways right now. eBay's got to get that fixed. They're aware of it. They're on it, but right now they always side on the side of the buyer, not the seller. That sucks when that happens.
Yeah, I've had 2,000 sales, been selling since 2000, and they believe the guy. And I was on the phone 3 or 4 times, and it, now I'm like, if I had sold a high-end card and they have a PO box, I would be like, no, I can't, because that's like a workaround from avoiding the authenticity system.
Yeah. So what a friend of mine started doing to avoid that now is he video records himself bubble wrapping and sealing the card in the bubble wrapped envelope. He video records himself putting the mailer on it, and then he turns the camera around, he shows the package, and he video records himself driving to the post office, taking the box, showing that he's putting it in the mailbox. And because he had 2 cards, $2,000 plus cards where that happened, and he got screwed out of a lot of money. Mm-hmm. So he's like, that's never going to happen again. So that's what he's doing to protect himself now. I've been fortunate enough. I haven't had that happen yet.
I would probably do that. If it's a PO box, I think you got to be a little bit worried.
If it's a PO box, you can set in your parameters for your selling that you will not sell to a PO box. So I have that. I'm looking into setting that is to try and avoid it, is to set that you won't, just like you can say you won't sell to
Puerto Rico,
to overseas.
Yeah.
Supposedly you can, there's somewhere where you can, I have to contact eBay assistance because I couldn't find it, but apparently there's a place in your shipping policies that you can say that you won't sell to a PO box to avoid that. So that'll be a future. If I can get that done, maybe we'll talk about that in a future episode. For those that are watching and enjoying our content, it is free. We're going to put a little teaser out here. Bo is working on putting together a Discord. So there's going to be a Discord for Cardboard Rockstars. It's going to be free to everybody. That's going to be coming here hopefully in the next month.
I'm hoping that we have it opened up for our next episode.
So maybe within the next 2 weeks. So we're getting close.
It's going to need some love, and we're open to suggestions for ideas to make it really fun and cool. I was in a group, and my favorite part of the group was the Discord, but I'm no longer a member to that. So I'm like, make my own. Me and Chad are going to rock this thing, and we've got some other people that we're going to help a little bit too.
Yeah, so there is a Discord coming for those of you that are into that and want additional content and have the ability to have us at your fingertips more often. We are trying to, we may adjust the schedule, but for right now, to get some consistency, the plan is every other Wednesday, noon Eastern time, 12 o'clock Eastern time, every other Wednesday. I think this is the 3rd Wednesday in a row that we've been at noon.
We're noon Central.
That's what did I say?
Eastern,
noon Central. Sorry, I'm in the Central time zone. We're noon East, noon Central. I almost did it again. We're noon Central time. So you guys, if you like the content, you want to plan on it, you can book your calendar. And 2 weeks from today, we will be doing another show at noon. So you can follow us there. The next show, we will be hopefully talking about the Discord and how you can join it. We'd like to grow that and get that as big as we could, because guys, although I know a lot of you guys follow me, you enjoy my content, you make a lot of money off the plays that I offer. I am not a professional. I am a professional salesperson. I'm a sales manager for a car dealership. Cards is a hobby, and I believe everybody should be able to afford the hobby that they enjoy. So Bo and I are doing this. It's free of charge. You don't have to pay for our videos. You don't have to pay for our experience. You don't have to pay for our plays. You aren't going to have to pay for the Discord. It's 100% free, and it'll allow you to share your wins, your losses, your experience with everybody else. And that's how we grow. That's how we get better. That's how we learn. It's how I've gotten to where I am today. And I just enjoy each and every one of you. I appreciate you tuning in, following us, watching us, and sending me comments throughout the days and weeks. That's what really how my content gets created, is based on how many people message me. If there's a certain topic, I want to bring that topic up. The last thing I want to talk about a little bit is the basketball card market. Now, I didn't do any plays. That might be disappointing to some of you. I didn't do any plays. I did plays on the last one. There'll be plays again in 2 weeks. But the basketball card market, I want to talk about my observations. All right, here's what we're talking about with sharing information. I've been doing this now, collecting cards since 1977 is when I started. I took a break through my college years, and up until I had my first kid. Then I got back into it. But I've got 40 years roughly of experience in the card business industry, flipping, collecting. I can tell you that this feels a lot like COVID. It's not COVID, but right now prices are, in COVID, prices spiked almost overnight at a very unhealthy rate, at a rate people knew that they couldn't sustain, and everybody knew they were going to crash back down. And that's what happened in 21 and 22. Card prices crashed. Everybody thought the world was coming to zero. And now it's sustained. It's slowly been kind of creeping up, down, a little bit up, down, up a little bit. In 2025, actually since the National in 2024, so a year ago, 13 months ago, the market as a whole has been steadily climbing. A couple percentage points, it's up. If you follow Jeff Wilson over on Sports Card Market Update, he talks about the indexes and he tracks the top 500 cards and so on and so forth. And cards have been outperforming the S&P 500 over the course of the last year. But it's doing it in a slow, steady growth. So this is a healthy growth. This is from, I think a lot of this is from Fanatics' ability to actually grow the market like they said they were gonna. There's more collectors coming in. There's more high-end collectors coming in. There's more sports athletes coming into the hobby, starting to collect their own cards and paying ungodly prices for the high end, which is good and healthy for you and I on the low end. Because when Livy Dunn goes and spends $150,000 on a Paul Skeens rookie auto, whatever, or you've got a company like Dick's that spends $1 million on a one-of-one patch auto of Paul Skeens, what that does is it raises all of the $1 cards now might be $1.50. The $5 cards might be $6. The $50 cards might go to $60, because everybody's seeing those huge prices and they're thinking, I can't afford that, but I can't afford this. I'm going to collect me some Paul Skeens because obviously he's the guy to have, because look at his recent prices. The basketball card market has been I would say down and flat. It's almost been knocked out since 2022. Last year, it was really hard to make any money in basketball. Prices did not jump hardly at all at the beginning of the year. Prices didn't jump during the in-season tournament. Prices didn't jump at the All-Star break. You saw 5, maybe 6 players where their prices jumped in the playoffs. That's it. For the entire season, you saw 5 or 6 players where if you'd have bought them in October, you could have profited in May. That's it. 5 or 6 players. This year, if you'd have bought if you would have bought in October, tried to sell in May, and only those 5 or 6 players made money, I got news for you. When you look at the last 90 days, almost everyone is up. It's ridiculous. If you go to Market Movers and do Silver Prism PSA 10 in the category of basketball, and you look at the cards that are up, it's page after page after page of players that are up and in the green in the last 90 days. Typically, this is the time that you want to buy basketball to get ready for the opening season. The only time I can ever remember basketball heating up in July and August was in 2020. That's the last time and only time I can remember in my history where basketball got hot 3 months, 2 months before the season started. And in that year, when players would have their big games, cards would pop like crazy. So I don't know how to navigate this, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what advice to give you. The plays are harder than they were a year ago. The raw to grades, there are pockets of players, like I talked about 2 weeks ago. There are pockets of players that you can make money on. But I would be extremely cautious buying graded cards of basketball already, because I don't know if they're going to explode like they did during COVID, or if they're going to drop, or if they're going to stay flat. I don't know. I bought, unless you can buy them below current comps, or you can buy them. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm on graded basketball. I'm looking at May and June comps. If I can buy them for May or June comps, I'm buying them, because chances are they're up 5 to 10 to 15% since May or June. I'm anticipating they're going to climb another 5 to 10 to 15% between now and the beginning of the year, because typically that's what you see is basketball card prices starting to jump in October.
Don't you think that the tops, taking over will help bring more interest in having,
Well, and that's the other thing. I think this is not professional advice. This is just a guy with a lot of experience sharing my experience with you. I think that there is going to be a huge, and I mean a huge, run on mid-90s Topps Chrome basketball cards of stars. Kevin Garnett's, Allen Iverson's, LeBron James, Dwayne Wade's, stars from the Tim Duncans. I think that stuff is going to jump as soon as Topps Chrome releases in October or November. I think all of the old guys like myself are going to get nostalgic, and they're going to be like, oh, I remember when I love that parallel. And we're going to go back and we're going to look for our players, and we're going to buy some Topps Chrome vintage, not vintage, but 90s basketball Topps Chrome, because it reminds us of our childhood. I think you're going to see the new people on the block that just got into the hobby. They're going to open up and rip these, and they're going to be like, God, this is really expensive. I can buy Topps Chrome from 20 years ago cheaper. I'm going to go buy me a LeBron or a Kobe or a whatever, because it's going for the same price as the, whatever, the Cooper flag, So I think you're going to see, if I was a betting man, and we all are, that's what we're doing. We're gambling, we're betting, we're hedging our bets. We're trying to, what's going to be the next great thing. In the last episode, I talked about if I can win the EQL, I'm buying a case of Topps Chrome basketball. I don't care what it costs. If I can win the EQL, I'm buying a Chrome case basketball, period. I talked about that in the last episode. I think it's going to come out with a very pricey price tag. I think the hobby boxes are going to be $600 or $700. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. I have no data. I have no inside information. I have nothing. But when that happens, the singles are going to be super hot then too, because everybody's going to want to collect the first year back of Topps Chrome. Because 20 years from now, the first year back is going to, just like 2012 Prism was the first year of Prism basketball, this is going to be the first year of Prism basketball in 20, 25 years. It's going to be a very hot product, and I think it's going to be hot for 10, 15, 20 years to come. So that said, right now I'm focusing on I'm looking at graded and ungraded mid-90s Topps and Topps Chrome basketball cards. I think that's where you're going to see a boom come. Just a prediction. I could be way off base. I could be wrong. This is not financial advice. If you followed me and I've helped you make a lot of money and you want to take the risk that I'm taking and follow me into that, let's jump into the pool together and we'll hold hands and we'll share stories and we'll buy all kinds of Topps Chrome together. But that's where I'm heading next.
Nice.
So that's my tip of the week, is to go back and start looking at stars from the early to mid to late 90s Topps Chrome. If you can find the refractors and afford them, even better yet. But if you can only find the Topps paper base cards, I think those are gonna jump as well. So that's all I've got. You got anything else for us this week, Bo?
No, I don't. It was a fun episode.
Yeah, another good episode. I didn't shout people out, but there's a lot of people following us on Instagram. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to message me or Bo during the week if you've got something you want us to do content on. You got questions about something, you want an opinion on price of a card or what a card's worth or where you should sell a card or anything at all. Bo and I enjoy helping anybody out. So keep the messages coming. I enjoy them. And I appreciate you guys watching. We will see you in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Peace.
All right. Should we do a little outro music here? Should we get some cardboard rock stars to let the people out on? Here we go.